Hello, everybody, and welcome to this month's Lunch and Learn session in our Building Blocks of Green Building webinar series on the second Tuesday of the month at 12 noon Eastern Time. Last month, we learned about green upgrades that you can do in your existing home. Today, I'm here with a homeowner who researched and designed with his wife their retirement home on the banks of the St. Johns River in beautiful Satsuma, Florida. On behalf of our sponsor, the Florida Green Building Coalition, or FGBC as we all call it, I would like to thank you for joining us today for designing and living in a green home. If you missed any of the previous webinars or would like to watch them again, just go to our YouTube channel and type in Florida Green Building Coalition to view any of our videos, this one or any of the past videos. While you're there, please do us a favor and subscribe to our channel as we work towards our goal of 100 subscribers. Florida Green Building Coalition is the leading certifier of high-performance homes, both new and remodeled, multifamily complexes, high-rises, commercial buildings, local governments, and communities throughout Florida. FGBC has more than 25,800, sorry about that, certified projects. What makes the FGBC rating such a good certification is the criteria is based on our hot and humid climate. If living greener is one of your passions and you would like to volunteer on one of our many committees or just support our organization's efforts, we have several low-cost membership categories and would welcome your input in any of our committees. I have been a volunteer since 2008, and I just keep learning more and more about healthy and sustainable living. My name is Jeannette Moore, and I'm the chair of FGBC's Realty, Appraiser, Builder Outreach Committee. I am also the real estate broker of Green Florida Properties in St. Augustine and an instructor of the Green Designation course for the National Association of Realtors. Our guest speaker, Dave Kudlo, is the homeowner who spent years researching a more efficient home design with his wife, Kathy. Together, they designed a home in 2009 and then had to find a builder who understood energy efficient building, which was not an easy task back then and is still not easy. I met Kathy and Dave about 6 or 8 years ago when a friend who knew my passion for green building told me about this energy efficient home and was invited to tour their home. I was very impressed since there were no homes built to these standards anywhere in the area, and I had not seen many at all. Originally, their home received an Energy Star certification. Other green certifications were not very well known back then. So for the next several years, I worked on convincing Kathy and Dave about the value of a green certification for an existing home, especially for resale. Last year, they finally decided a green certification would validate the energy efficiency of their home, and we scheduled the certifying agent to assess their existing home. Not only did they score high points for their home, they also achieved high points for their Florida-friendly landscaping, which enabled them to achieve FGBC's highest certification, Platinum, for an existing home, which you can see the certification on the screen. So thank you, Dave, for inviting us into your healthy and beautiful home. I'm going to be the camera person and follow you as you tell us about your green home journey. CJ, our executive director, will let us know of any questions that pop up during the tour. So please be sure to enter any questions you have into the Q&A section of your screen. So let's begin on your journey to a healthy and efficient energy home. Hold on while I read first this. Let me see. Okay. Well, some of this is new to me. So, okay, there we go, Dave. Welcome.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to my house. We lived on Hilton Head Island in South Carolina for about 20 years. We sold our businesses, decided to move back to Florida, which is basically our home. We knew we wanted to build a hurricane-resistant, energy-efficient, healthy home, and it was a process getting here. We spoke to several architects on Hilton Head, and these are wonderful architects, great human beings. They build just fantastically beautiful houses on Hilton Head, large homes, elaborate homes. We were trying to downsize. We didn't want to get bigger. We wanted to downsize. And we ended up with 2,000 square foot house. We asked for help up there trying to find somebody who knew how to build an energy efficient home. None of the architects had a clue. And unfortunately, they built strong, beautiful structures, but they weren't energy efficient. They weren't necessarily healthy. And so we began our work. I ran into someone up there who was a builder. When I expressed my concern or dismay, he said, look up on the internet, Dr. Joseph Listerbeck of Building Science Corporation. I did. Wow, what a fantastic human being. He's got 2 PhDs and an ASHRAE rating. On his website, he offers for free everything you want to know about building an energy efficient home, a safe home, a healthy home. It goes into chapter and verse, water vapor, heat transfer, cold transfer, anything you could imagine, it's all there. I also did some research and how to keep a roof on your house. Clemson University helped me out about that. I also attended a seminar at the Florida Solar Energy Center in Cocoa, Florida, to learn about building smart. Kathy and I even attended an international home builder show in Orlando, Florida. We were there for several days. That's an eye-opener. We just learned so much about building techniques and energy efficiency that was well worth it. So after about 1.5 years of studies, we made notes about everything we wanted to do, just what kind of roof and what kind of foundation, I mean, everything. And we just started a list of what we wanted to do. Then we had to find a builder. Well, we interviewed 4 builders in this area. The first 3 wanted no part of the energy or efficiency angle of building a home. They had built block homes for 30 years, and that's all they wanted to do. They had no interest in anything else. And that's okay. Luckily, we found a builder, a high-end builder, who was, because of the recession, was not busy at all. And he decided he would go ahead and take the challenge and build the house. So after much negotiations and building points that we had written down, we started, and here we are.
Jeannette, someone asked a question about the name of the builder, and someone else asked about the name of the book you're referencing and the author.
Okay, the name of the builder was Jason Sheffield, and his company is called the Ivy Group. The Ivy Group. And as far as a book, we didn't have a book. Dr. Listerbeck's information is online. It's all the chapters are available online at the Building Science Corporation website.
So we just look up Dr.
Joseph Listerbeck or Building Science Corporation, and everything will be there. All the chapters, all the information you could possibly want to know.
Can you spell his last name?
No.
I think it's Listerbeck. I think that's it. But we can do a search and find him, I'm sure.
Yep. He's
it sounds fascinating.
It is. It's just amazing. The chapters are written in plain language. You don't have to be a mathematician. You don't have to look for an algorithm to learn how to build this stuff. It's all plain spoken, simple language that's it's enthralling. You just want to keep reading chapter after chapter to learn how things really work in a house. So,
I'm going to look it up. Thank you for that.
I hope you do.
Okay, before we start walking around, why don't we begin with the site preparation and the foundation? Because I know you've done some different things for your foundation.
Right. Vapor barriers are key, and they're the most neglected thing on the house, because once it's installed, you don't see it, you don't hear it, you don't feel it. It's just there. It's underneath the concrete. Remember this, concrete is a sponge. It absorbs moisture and it radiates, and humidity or moisture goes from where it is to where it's not. In other words, in the ground, it'll come up into the concrete, and then miraculously, it's in your house, which is what you don't want. You just don't want that moisture in your house, the humidity.
We're looking at a slide of the vapor barrier before the slab pour, which shows that you have 2 layers and they're all taped.
Right,
Do you want
right. We instead of a 6 mil, this is a standard 6 mil. You don't need that.
Well, no, you're not on the camera on this. We're on the slide.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
You can show it when we move into the
Anyway,
camera again.
This queen or vapor barrier, typically the builders use a 6 mil, and it at some point in time it becomes useless, because when it's in the sunlight and it warms up, and the concrete worker, they pour the concrete onto the visqueen or the vapor barrier, inevitably the concrete worker in his boot will step on the aggregate, which is a small rock. It's going to punch a hole in it, and it's going to render the vapor barrier less than desirable. In fact, it could be even useless.
I have seen that many times when I've gone on construction sites, and I always wondered about, okay, doesn't this hole mean anything?
Exactly, it does. And so we use 2 10 mil layers, 2 10 mil, it's considerably thicker, and all the seams were meticulously taped. All the vertical penetrations for plumbing and electric were absolutely perfectly taped. We were here to make sure that it was done correctly. And yeah, it cost a couple bucks more, but this stuff is really dirt cheap. It's one of the cheapest investments you can make in your house. It really gives you a heck of a good return.
I can imagine.
So anyway, that's the principle. You want low humidity in your house in the summertime in Florida.
Okay, and I know that you also have done some things differently in your attic. So can you explain how you handled the insulation in your attic and the ductwork?
Well, we can. Jeanette, you want to start with the roof first, or just want to talk about the insulation?
Let's just talk. Right now we have a slide of the attic, the different, the floor, the ceiling, and
Okay.
the scuttle.
Let's talk about the insulation. After all the electrical wiring is done in the house, all the cans for the lights, the speakers, after everything was done, in fact, during the last week of construction, the contractor hired an insulator to come in and spray approximately 4.5 to 5 inches of 2.5 pound closed cell polyurethane on the ceiling, not on the roof, on the ceiling itself, directly on the sheetrock.
That's what we're seeing on the left side of this slide that's on your screen.
It makes your house, it helps make your house absolutely airtight. There's no way that air can move in or out from your attic space. It's a great vapor barrier, and it's strong. You can actually walk on the foam, which is directly on the ceiling. Walk on the ceiling, basically, if you want to.
And you won't fall through?
You won't fall through. The stuff is just rock hard. It's amazing. It's an amazing product.
Wow.
It's an amazing product. And so that's done. The air conditioning ductwork, most people, unfortunately, will put their ductwork up in the attic space. And of course, many people have a black roof. And people, it's just not the right thing to do. if you want to conserve energy and be comfortable and have, it's just not right. Here's why. A dark roof, the temperature in your attic can get up to 165 degrees. Flex ductwork has an R value of only 8. Can you imagine running your ductwork up in the attic where it's 160 plus degrees? It's going to preheat your ductwork. And if you'll notice, every time the ducts turn on, your air conditioning system turns on in the summertime, it's blowing hot air before the cool air comes down. Now, this change in temperatures, hot and cold, also is a basis for mold and mildew to possibly grow, therefore creating an unhealthy environment. That's not good. All of our ductwork is underneath the ceiling. We built a special soffit that runs the length of the house.
We'll show that in a minute when we get up.
And you can't notice it. We blended it into the design of the house. You don't know that it's really there. And the air handler also is in the middle of the house. It's running right now. You can't hear it.
No, I can't. You can't even tell you have air conditioning other than it's so comfortable in here and
Indeed.
Very low humidity. Now, the picture on the right shows this is your attic roof. So you've done, so instead of doing the spray foam on the attic roof like a lot of people do on the inside of it, you've done it on the floor of the attic. And so what have you done on the attic, on the underside of the attic roof?
We used, as you can see on the picture, we used 5/8 inch plywood with a metallic substance attached to it. It's called a radiant barrier. That combined with the white roof allows you to, or essentially no unnatural heat or infrared radiation will get into your attic area. The temperature in our attic today is within 1 degree plus or minus that temperature of the outside air. The ambient air temperature outside is within 1 degree. And this is what we want. There's no ductwork up there. It's just, if you look at the space, it's just airspace. And we found this to be very efficient. We could have sprayed the roof deck. But if you spray your ceiling, it's actually 2% more efficient, because once you spray your roof deck, then that attic space becomes part of your heated and cooled floor space down here, which is not, we don't want that. We don't want to air condition our attic.
No, not unless you're going to live up there.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, but unfortunately, it's like 93 degrees outside today. So your attic is still going to be pretty warm.
Yes, it will be, but
not 160.
That's exactly right. And because there's no ductwork up there, we really don't care. It doesn't make any difference to us.
Okay, well, let's go back to the camera and let's see. Is that working? Okay, back to the camera, and then let's start taking a look at some of the interior things that you've done, like the windows, the ductwork, and how you've handled the fresh air coming into your home. And first I'll show, take a picture of the chase that you were talking about, where you have your ductwork. So we have.
Here we have multiple level ceilings, multiple heights at 11, 12 feet. In the hallway, of course, we drop down to 8 feet. And this soffit runs the entire length of the house. And this is where air conditioning ductwork is. And it's duct board. It is not flex duct board. And it's quiet. We also oversized the ductwork to, we're running about 1/2 inch of water column air pressure.
Okay.
And that's important because you don't want to hear the air. You just want it circulating very slowly and gently.
Okay, let's talk about your windows.
Okay. The windows we chose are Pella. These are Pella triple pane windows. We love them. We limited our window glazing per recommendation to less than 10% of the square footage of the house. So we've got about 200 square foot of windows. It's just a rule of thumb. You want more windows, you can add more windows. Remember, windows are not they're not walls. They're not great insulation. As good as a triple pane is, and these have the great solar heat gain coefficient numbers, the low E glass. Yes, they keep the heat out in the summertime as much as possible. They keep the heat in the wintertime. But essentially, even the triple pane windows like this, the energy transfer, you might as well have a hole 3 feet wide in the side of your house. It's just the way it works. There's no perfect window. This is just the best we found. We also like these because they have a darkening section. The material that's between the fabric here is it's an aluminum-based material. This is a whole different ballgame. This really does make it significantly more efficient than just regular window. But you know, you don't want it all the time. If you're watching a movie or something like that, or if we go away on a vacation, we will lower it, and it increases the efficiency of the house. We also made sure that these are all fixed windows. By the way, the doors are triple pane also. We also made sure that the casement windows in the bedrooms and other areas, they've never been open. We don't open our windows here. We keep our windows closed at all times.
Let's go outside. I think you said you have some fresh air return. And as I walk out, I'll show you the beautiful river view. Okay, all right.
Behind this vent here, this is the air intake. This is the fresh air intake for the house. This house is airtight, and we have to have fresh air coming in. We control where the air comes in. We filter it. There's a filter behind that. The ductwork, the 6-inch duct goes across the ceiling and down into the air conditioning room where the air handler is. It's filtered again, brought up into the system, dehumidified, and then sent out throughout the house.
Okay, well, while we're talking about that, why don't we go look at your air conditioning?
Sure.
Okay, we'll be coming back to some of this other good stuff, like the kitchen in a little bit.
Here's the air conditioner, Jeannette. This is operating today. You can hear it. Can you hear it, Ron?
Barely.
Right, okay. This has got a three-step filtration system. It uses a mechanical mesh filter and then 2 layers of electronic air cleaning. It takes minute particles out of the air. It's as important for a super clean house. This is the fresh air supply that I showed you from the outside, and it's insulated, comes underneath here in this plenum area, and the air is pulled up into the unit before it's discharged into the ductwork, which is right over our heads. Mm-hmm. Additionally, we had installed, these are high output, significantly high output ultraviolet lamps. They burn at 254 nanometers, and these are powerful. This is a no play toy. In fact, they got a warning up here. If you look at this bulb when it's lit, you have the potential to be permanently blinded.
Good heavens.
This kills bacteria, virus, including COVID virus. It kills COVID virus. It's amazing. It's great for a safe house. You want a healthy house. Anyway, they're installed in here next to the air coil. All the air passes through that light. It kills that and several other organic materials that I'm not familiar with. I've been told that it does a great job. I just don't remember the name.
What is that? What those lights are?
No, it just means it's working.
Okay. Sort of neat watching them.
It's working. This is extremely efficient, and as you can hear, it's quiet. And because the house is so well insulated, we're able to get by with this smaller unit.
Oh, yeah.
And it saves on electricity, and it's healthy, and it's comfortable all year round.
Jeannette, there's a question on what you keep your thermostat at and if it's a programmable thermostat.
Depending on how we feel, we keep it normally at 74 degrees, sometimes 73. 74 seems to be a good number. Yes, it's programmable. Of course, it's programmable. In fact, we've got the app on our smartphone. Anywhere in the world, I can sit and I can look at it and tell exactly what my relative humidity is, what the inside temperature of the house is, what the outside temperature is. I could turn the unit on, off, or change the temperature remotely with my smartphone. This is pretty cool technology.
So, since the house is so very comfortable, what is the humidity level that you keep the house at?
Well, we target 40%. It runs between 35 and 40. Let's see here what we got. Let's see here. Oh, it's at 42% right now. But notice here, it's in the dehumidifying mode, which means it runs very slowly. Your air conditioner is a dehumidifier.
Mm-hmm.
And it's important to get the right size unit for a heavily insulated house. This house is over insulated. We didn't know what we were doing. We over insulated it. And
I don't think you've been penalized though.
no, it works.
Okay, you've told me quite a bit about your laundry room and the unique ventilation system that you've done. So let's head that way and
Sure.
see how you configured your laundry room.
This is an exterior door. We've got this on here because we've used an exterior door. It's sound deadening and it's got great weather stripping around it. This is a room that we don't play in. We come in here, do our business, and get out. You go in here, you load your laundry, you remove your laundry, you dry your laundry, whatever. This room is not heated or air conditioning. And anyway,
so you don't get any of the dust and lint then.
Exactly.
Perfect. Oh yeah, I can feel the heat.
Yep. This is our solar hot water, part of our solar hot water system. Does a great job. This is a lifetime tank. It's a stainless steel industrial tank, and it's awesome. It's 84-gallon tank also. We can go sometimes 3 or 4 days without sun. There is a backup heating element in it. We never use it. It's turned off the breaker at the house.
Oh.
But the breaker panel is turned off. This is a small 10th of a horsepower circulating pump. And this is a unique feature because this room is not air conditioning and it's sealed off. When this dryer runs, you have to have air coming in, otherwise your dryer wouldn't work. You got to have air. When you turn this on, this vent opens up, and let me see here.
I should have brought my laundry.
Oh, well, we do this.
There we go. Okay, so I can actually see the lawn outside.
Right, you can see it. And there's a grill on the outside to keep little varmints from coming in. This is a makeup air vent. And
perfect.
You can feel the heat.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Perfect.
Anyway, this is the room. We do our laundry in here and we get out.
It's the mechanical room.
This is a mechanical room.
Let's talk about the Pex Plumbing.
Okay, we use manifold plumbing. I don't know if you can see that very well.
Yes.
Okay, everything is home run to here. Every faucet has its own hot water and cold water supply line. All of the hot water lines are fully insulated with large, I believe it's called Armaflex. To each, all the hot water lines throughout the house are insulated.
Is there a reason that they should be home run versus just branching off of each other?
I like it because imagine you're taking a shower with a conventional plumbing system. Somebody turns on a faucet somewhere or flushes the toilet. You're either going to get roasted to death or freeze to death.
Okay, why don't we go into the heart of the home, the kitchen, and you can tell us about all the wonderful features in there.
One more thing while we're here.
Whoops, okay.
Listen, everybody has exhaust vents in their bathroom. Remove malodor or humidity when you shower. It's important on your fan, put a timer on it. Otherwise, sometimes you turn it on and you forget, you walk away, come back 2 hours later, it's still running. You're pulling conditioned air out of the house and it's wasting energy.
Some of the newer ones actually have humidity sensors or participant when people walk in.
Oh, that's a great
Motion
idea.
sensor, that's what it's called. I knew I could come up with it. Okay, love your kitchen.
Well, thank you. Anyway, so what did you invent, Dave? The only thing I invented or innovated was 2 things, well, actually 3. I put the fresh air makeup system in the laundry room.
You also did the attic floor. Give yourself more credit.
No, that was Joe Litz's idea.
Oh.
Anyway, I had the electrician put a hinge switch here so that the rope lighting in our pantry.
Smart.
That's no big deal.
Yeah, but it's certainly useful.
One, the important thing is, for here is these refrigerators, they're not like your grandma's refrigerators that last 30 or 40 years. These refrigerators are extremely high tech, they're very efficient. But you've got to understand how they work. This refrigerator has an air intake down on the side, fan. It takes and pushes the air over coil to move the heat. It's blown out the back. This appears to be boxed in.
Yeah, it's a very tight fit.
Here's the deal. This cabinet here does not go all the way back to the wall. It is away from the wall by 4 inches. You can't see it, you can't, but it was designed. I designed this so that the back was 4 inches away from the wall. The air was brought in, it drops out the vacuum tube, and this acts as a chimney that pulls the hot air up, making this machine more efficient.
And 4 inches is enough.
4 inches is plenty.
Oh, okay. I think I'll do that in my house.
You got, of course, you know, all these appliances are Energy Star rated, and basically, we don't do this, but you know, all these appliances can be run by yourself, by your smartphone. We don't do that. I'm always trying to get the hack or something.
I'm waiting for my smartphone to cook my dinner.
That's a good idea. Okay, the next thing we need to talk about is the exhaust fan. When you're cooking in the house, we use propane to cook with. It's always a good idea to turn this fan on no matter what, whether you're cooking electrically or with gas, turn this fan on. This is a high performance fan. It pulls air at 425 cubic feet per minute. That's a lot of air. It's good that if you're frying or boiling something, you don't want, if you can smell those particles in the air, that means the particles are out there and they're going to land on something.
Like your fabric.
Fabric, walls, glass, furniture, the floor. You really don't want that in your house. To have a clean, healthy house, you want that odor or that particulate out. You want it out of the house. And that's why this is, you're going to spend more for a high performance unit, but you really need it if you're going to have a clean home.
So where does it vent?
I'm sorry, it vents straight up and it vents out the side of the house.
Oh, and not in the attic like most of the others do.
That's correct. It's outside. You don't want anything in your house like that.
Oh, it sounds like a cleaner option for sure.
Sure is.
Let's see, anything else in the kitchen? I think other than it being beautiful.
Thank you. No, that pretty much covers it.
Okay,
You
well
know,
then,
all our lighting, of course, in the house is everything in the house is all LED. We have no incandescent bulbs in the house whatsoever, or fluorescent. We're all LED. That's a good thing.
oh yes,
That's a good thing.
very good.
Because of the fact we have LED lighting, energy efficient air conditioning, small units, it allows us to have a smaller generator. And in Florida, we got to have generators. Sorry.
Well, why don't we head into the garage and get a real picture of the attic access as we head outside to see the outside equipment and the landscaping.
Come on down.
Come on down. Okay. Oh.
Okay, this is the attic access, the scuttle. if you have an attached garage,
Well, we're not going to answer that. Can't control everything.
if you have an attached garage, it's imperative that you have your attic access to the garage, not to the house, because a standard access would allow air to leak, and you want an airtight, you want your envelope in the house to be airtight.
Great. Well, we're not going up there today because I'm not climbing up there, but let's move outside. And ooh, as we go outside, I'm showing this beautiful summer kitchen, and let's see.
Wow,
About
I see
your-
clouds on the horizon.
Well, we're going to be finished with all that. So we've got the AC, your AC unit. Let's go over here. I'm going to walk around this way. Let's see if hopefully I'm going to maintain internet connections throughout. Whoops, I'm going to go back where there's more shade because I think I'm getting a glare. Okay, so go ahead. Tell us about your.
This is a Train VX20i. Extremely efficient. It's not one speed, it's not two speed, it's three speed. It's completely instantly variable speeds, which is what you want. We're happy when this thing runs at its lowest speed all day. We don't, because it's using almost no electricity. And it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do right here. Okay.
Pulling the water.
It's humidifying my house, pulling water out of the air. That's what they're supposed to do.
And that's what we saw on the thermostat, that it was in the dehumidifying mode.
And because these are slow start, they don't require a large amount of wattage to run initially. They ramp up slowly compared to a low SEER rating unit that when it's on, you can hear it. This is much better. Costs a little more, but gosh, it's worth it. It ramps up gradually. If you open the door, if it notices it's a half degree warmer, it will bounce up just a touch. And then once it achieves the proper temperature, it may drop back down. Very gentle. You can't hear it run in the house. It's amazing.
Did you mention the SEER already, or did I?
I think, no, this is, I believe, a 19 SEER.
Okay.
19 SEER.
Which is a little.
It's amazing technology. They didn't have this 20 years ago.
No, I mean, I think we were doing 9 SEER back 20 years ago. Okay. Let's see what makes your yard, your landscaping so environmentally friendly and Florida friendly. And I love these plants. These are natives, I believe.
They are. Those are native Florida plants. It's called a false roselle. The leaves are very edible. Has a lemony citrus flavor. They're high in vitamin C. And they change colors. There'll be different shades of maroon throughout the year.
They're beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay. And here we have your generator.
This is an 11 kW generator. It runs everything in my house except two things. It will not run my clothes dryer, which we really don't need in an emergency, nor will it run the heating element, the resistance heating element in the water heater. Other than that, everything else in the house is run by this generator. And because we downsized everything, I mean, the air conditioner doesn't require much usage. We have no incandescent bulbs. This is a good setup. We purchased our own propane tank. It's a 500 gallon tank, which technically has 400 gallons of propane in it. If we run the machine 16 hours a day, we go to sleep at night, we turn this off. There's no sense in running at night for any reason.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your refrigerator door shut, and we've got 2 refrigerators and a freezer. There's no sense in opening those doors when you go to bed at night. Based on that, this unit burns 1 gallon per hour approximately. We can run 24 days before we have to refill our propane tank.
Wow.
So, the longest we've been without power here during a hurricane 3 years ago was 8 days.
8 days.
8
Wow.
days. And this, we were living in comfort. We were doing fine.
I'm sure you were.
We were happy, and everything worked in the house. So
Well, I like the color of your house, the exterior color. Is there a reason that you ended up choosing a light color?
Well, because it reflects heat and, you know, it's just a color it's kind of a neutral color and we liked it and it seems to do well. It's stuck over the foam. I really didn't have a chance to show you the profile of our walls.
Oh, that's right. We didn't do that. Well, we can always,
Our walls are 15 inches thick.
yes, and we didn't talk about that. I apologize
That's okay. That's okay.
for not reminding.
Something else is the overhang on the roof. In other words, we have, you can see but our overhang with the gutters is 36 inches. It does two things. It keeps the sun off the house at midday, keeps the sun off the house. The other thing, which is critically important, because we have gutters here, it keeps the rain off of the footers. We don't have any erosion of the footers. We don't have to worry about somebody coming in 10 years and jacking up a broken foundation because the sand has been removed from underneath the footers and the foundation is broken, basically. That will not happen here. The water, we keep the water away from the house. Water is not your friend on the outside of your house or inside of your house.
True, very true. Your roof is quite attractive with the white metal. And let's see, let me.
24 panels. We got 24 panels. I think we make 5.75 kW.
And that pretty much powers everything. So you have a minimal electric bill then.
Right, very cheap. Our just our hookup fee alone is $25 a month just to be in the grid. Back in the day, years ago, there were no Tesla Powerwalls were not available, and
there weren't any Teslas.
That's true too. We've got 4.5 acres here. I guess if I was so willing to do it, I could put in a solar farm and
become a farmer.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Well, that sounds great. Everything looks fabulous.
Thank you, thank you. We're very fortunate. Lucky to be here. We love being on the river.
CJ, do we have any other questions that we may not have addressed or need to address?
Nope, looks like you covered them all.
Okay, then.
Do you want to talk about insulated concrete forms real quick?
Okay, let's go back in the house and we're going to talk about insulated concrete forms and then finish up with that. We get to see the beautiful entry.
Ooh.
Oh, it feels so good in
Yes.
here. Thank you for bringing us back in.
Okay. Just real quick.
That's why I forgot it, because you had it on the ground and I didn't see it. Right. Oops.
This is insulated concrete forms. These pieces of foam are normally 4 feet long. They stack on top of one another. You put your steel rebar vertically and horizontally. Normally, normal people would have these two exterior pieces. This is 2 1/4, 2 1/4, and 6 inches of poured concrete, 4,000 PSI concrete in the middle. They ordered this, they had a special. They said, look, for just $2,000 more, we'll send you another 4 inches of foam. Sure, why not? I didn't need it, but we've got it, and now that it's here, it does wonders. This is our wall. The walls are these are hurricane-proof walls.
15 inches thick, I would think so.
15 inches with the sheetrock.
Good heavens.
And ultra insulated, strong, ultra quiet.
Okay, is that pretty much it then, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, and it looks like it's getting ready to rain, so we did well coming inside when we did. Okay.
Hey, did you ask about my central vacuum system yet?
No, I didn't ask about that.
Well, here you go. We decided a long time ago we wanted a central vacuum system. We installed it in the house. It's extremely high vacuum machine. You take the carpet, it pulls it up, and everything is exhausted outside the house. There is no HEPA filter in here, which is may or may not work. Everything is exhausted through a stack that goes outside the house. So you're breathing clean, fresh air. You're not agitating it and hoping it to catch it in a HEPA filter.
Well, that sounds like a good reason why I don't see any dust anywhere. I looked for some dust bunnies as we were going through, but I didn't see the first one.
They're not allowed.
They're not allowed.
No.
So, well, all right then. Well, thanks so much for sharing all that great information and giving us such a good tour through your house.
Hey, if you're building a house and you want to build environmentally correct, energy-wise and health-wise, you're going to have a challenge. You've got to find a builder and subs that understand what's going on, and they're going to argue with you and tell you you're wrong. Stand up and stand up for yourself and say, no, this is the way I want it, and this is why I want it. Do your research, know what you want, and don't let them talk you out of doing something that you know is important to you, your well-being and your health.
Those are very good. That's some good information to hand out to people. And I am definitely listening to everything that you say and will be paying attention to it when I build my house. So with all that, we are thrilled that we were able to come out here and see your home that you built back in 2010, way ahead of your time. So, in fact, the part about the refrigerator with the 4 inches breathing room, that just fascinates me. And I think I can incorporate that in my remodel that I'm doing right now. So with that, I guess we'll wrap up our session today. And we here at Florida Green Building Coalition are delighted that all of you chose to attend our Lunch and Learn webinar today, and hope you're leaving with some helpful information like I am, whether you plan to build a home or remodel your existing home. Please join me next month, Tuesday, September 14th at noon for our Green Can Be Blue Water Efficiency in Homes and Landscape webinar, and we'll hear from an expert on water conservation. We would really appreciate it if you could help us by completing the survey when you leave today's session, so we can plan future webinars based on your interests. And please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks, and I look forward to meeting with everyone next month. Bye-bye.